What's up, strongman and strong women fans? And I'm going to be kicking off part one of 4 videos today for the upcoming World's Strongest Man. That's going to be happening on between the 10th of November and the 15th. So obviously it's going to be at Bradenton area in Florida, and as we know, it's been postponed from earlier in the year, basically due to COVID. So obviously it's now finally happening. There's going to be a lot of restrictions going on, but I'm just going to do a quick video on the athletes in the British field. So kicking off with Luke Richardson. Now, as we know about Luke, he is nicknamed the Future, and at only 23, he's already smashing, what he set out to do with living up to that reputation of that name, winning Europe's Strongest Man this year, albeit he didn't have as much competition as days gone past, but he did still win, and he done amazing there. He also won another competition last year in America, so the guy has definitely earned his spot in the event. And at only 23, I've got really good hopes for him. I think he's going to do really well. He's still got a lot to learn, but he's got crazy power and strength. He's a powerlifting champion as well. He's come over from powerlifting, and in such a short period of time in the sport, literally a year or so, he really has done amazing things, and he's got a really good shot at finishing high on that podium. I definitely think in the top 5 at least. So looking forward to seeing how Luke does, because that should be interesting. Now obviously that leads me on to Adam Bishop. Now, Adam actually came second to Luke in Europe's Strongest Man this year, narrowly missing out. And he actually is currently Britain's Strongest Man. So, he's obviously doing really well in terms of, on the European level. He's Britain's Strongest Man, and he's Europe's second strongest man. So he has competed already in World's Strongest Man before. He did come 9th in last year's, so it's definitely a lot more to come from him. I would say I feel that Adam, he's got a lot of strengths, not many weaknesses, to be honest, but I'm not sure how he's going to do at this event, because he has done so well, against European and British athletes, but I don't know how he's going to do this year. But like I said, he's come very far in the current past 2 years, and I think he's got a good shot at definitely finishing in the top 10. That's a fact. If he's not in the top 10, I'd be very surprised. And obviously he already did come in the top 10 last year, so let's see how he does. So Graham Hicks, or Hicksy as he's also known, he's a powerlifter and obviously a regular competitor in the scene. He's been many World's Strongest Man appearances, and this guy is a powerful athlete. He's known for his shoulder strength. He's also got many other good attributes. He's a powerlifter, a competitive powerlifter, very accomplished at doing that. He did win British Strongest Man in 2019. He also went for a log press record at the Europe's Strongest Man, which he sadly didn't get. But he, like I said before, he's a powerful athlete and he's known for his shoulder strength. So I think based on his experience, he could do well, but I'm not sure if he's perhaps had his time, and he should maybe consider moving away from the World's Strongest Man appearances. But who knows? Sometimes people get better as they get older. The experience, the knowledge, and also the muscle maturity and the way they build up their body with the strength and whatnot can surprise you. Not in any way putting him down, not doubting him at all. He's achieved a lot already, and he's definitely a very good athlete who I rate. But I'm just not sure that he's going to place very high. Hopefully he'll get in the top 10. I mean, I'm going to be biased. He's English. Of course I want all the English athletes to do well. And I'll be honest, I'm going to probably get some hate from the American fans, but I do think the English has got a much stronger team, or the British team, shall I say, obviously being Scotland, Ireland, Wales, and England. I think we have a much stronger team of men than you do this year for Americans. So, of course, I'm naturally rooting for us, and I think Graham is one of those guys who will do well and put some pressure on the other chaps in there. So, good luck, Graham. Looking forward to seeing how you get on. So next, Tom, aka the Albatross Stockman. He's the main man who I feel is a real threat to all the athletes this year. Only 26. He's got multiple Atlas Stone World records. He's currently Scotland's Strongest Man. He tied 5th last year with Brian Shaw at World's Strongest Man. And, he's had many podium finishes in other competitions like, British Strongest Man, World's Ultimate Strongman, you name it. He's consistently up there. So he's an absolute unit, as we know. Like, he's 6'8", and he's really, really big, really strong, so young still as well. At 26, and he's got a lot to learn, but he's just doing amazing. Year on year, he just gets better and better and better, and I think he's going to surpass his brother Luke. You know, at the rate he's going, we know they're the most powerful, strongest brothers in the world, and they're the only brothers ever to get to world's strongest man as a duo, as family. So that's very impressive in itself. And I 100% know that Tom, if he doesn't mess it up, will get that top three finish. And I really think that Luke could be there with him and chasing him. So I'm really excited to see how Tom does. He's looking really strong into training. He obviously didn't do Europe's to focus on this. He did do the Atlas Stone world record attempt recently, which he bombed on because obviously he had a bicep pull. So hopefully that's not going to come back to haunt him when he does the Atlas Stones again at Worlds. But we will see. Looking forward to hear you get on, Tom. So good luck, mate. Smash it. Obviously, I mentioned about Luke. So Luke, aka the Oaks Stockman, is Tom's older brother, and he's been 5 times Scotland's strongest man. He's also recently become the British log press record holder at 221 kilos. He didn't, unfortunately, beat Big C's world record at 226 plus. He tried for 230, didn't get that, but he was quite close. As we know, Luke is another consistent athlete. He finishes consistently at the top, many podium finishes. Obviously, last year he was second at World's Old Strongman, and this year he was third at British Strongest Man. Again, he lost only to his brother Matthias Kilisowski. So he's had a few ties, and obviously, I think with his power and experience and his mindset, he's top 5 finisher, no doubt about it. Could be in the top 3, like I said, with Tom. And I'm going to get on to who I think is going to be number 1 most likely. But I think Luke is looking so strong, just like Tom. The pair of them are, very well-rounded athletes, very dedicated, very gifted, and very deserving of this opportunity to compete for their country and together, which is a great thing to see. And what I like about Luke and Tom is that they're just raw athletes. There's no bullshit. They're old school, even though it's the new school era, and they really show up and they show people what they're about. They cause a stir. They rattle some cages. They definitely get people a bit anxious and nervous because they are world record holders in many different disciplines. So who knows what's going to happen this year with the pair of them. And it'll be funny to see how they compete against each other, because obviously naturally they are brothers and they're going to be competitive, which is great to push themselves by having that element against one another, separate to the other athletes. But as I did say, I do think Tom might just pip Luke a little bit and just surpass him slightly, but we shall see. So again, good luck, Luke. So moving on to Terry Hollands. Now Terry is he won last year's Masters World's Strongest Man, and he's also been he's had 13 appearances at World's Strongest Man. So this guy has been around for a while. 41, and he's shown no signs of slowing down. He's won quite a few comps in the past. His best finish, I believe, was at World's Strongest Man in 2007 and 11, where he finished 3rd. So he's had two podium finishes, World's Strongest Man. So definitely don't underrate this man at all. Just because he's a bit older, it does not mean he is not capable. And I really feel that he's gonna put a good show. He's consistent, he's got the knowledge, he's got the experience, he's also a very big, very strong man. And I think the only limiting factor is just the fact there's many other younger, hungry athletes. Terry's done it many times, so he's not as, I'd probably say he's not as motivated, but of course he still has to prove himself and prove to his fans what he's capable of. So good luck, Terry. I think you're an amazing athlete. And also, I didn't even mention, by the way, guys, he won a bodybuilding show earlier this year. He switched from strongman to bodybuilding. So talk about messing around with your body, just dropping all that weight and putting it back on and then keeping it lean. He's done some crazy things with his body in the last year or two. But still, as you can see, once a strong man, always a strong man. And that never leaves your heart, it never leaves your soul. And it's clear to see, hence why he's still getting invites and still in the scene. He's still current. So smashing it, Terry. Looking forward to seeing how you get on, mate. So lastly, Mark Felix, the true veteran of the sport. Again, like Terry, he's been 13 appearances at World's Strongest Man, but at 54 he is one of the oldest, and by no means does that mean he's the least capable. He's still setting records, as you can see here in this photo. Another world record in the Hercules hold. He is probably arguably has the strongest grip ever in the business as well. He's won countless competitions where it's strength based and wrist, forearm and grip based competitions. I've seen him do deadlifts with one arm, with ridiculous weight. His guy's just an absolute unit. I think he may be 54, but he's got the heart of a 24-year-old, and that's definitely a sign of the fact again that he's getting in fights and he's still competing at the top level professionally. So it's amazing to see, and it really puts things into perspective and motivates me and others to keep training, because you can achieve anything if you keep going. So look forward to see how you get, Mark, and all the other athletes. And let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about who do you think is going to do the best out of the British athletes. I'm interested to see what you guys think on that one. Like I said, for me, out of all those guys, I think Tom and Luke are in my top 3. And I'd say Luke, Richardson would probably be in the top 5. And I would say most athletes in general will be in the top 10, but we shall see. But Tom and Luke are definitely my favourites from the British guys. So I hope you liked the video today, guys. If you did, please remember to leave a like, comment and subscribe as always. I really appreciate it. And stay tuned for video 2, where I'll be covering the American athletes. So take care and I'll see you soon. Amigo and Finis, signing out.